2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another edition of Key Time Sports. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Key Time Sports right here on YouTube, Key City Sports on Instagram, Key City Sports on Instagram. I'm going to make sure everybody sees it. Let's see. Let me go back a few minutes. Let me go back a few steps. Let's see. Key Time Sports. Key Time Sports. Okay, now you all see it. Key City Sports on Instagram, making sure that you all see it. And Keyman on millions.co. Now here is my media feed for Keyman, and here is my merchandise. We have that merchandise. It is public, and it will be shipped right to your door. We have hats, t-shirts, and hoodies. We have hats, t-shirts, and hoodies. So to make sure that everybody sees this, we have hats, t-shirts, and hoodies on millions.co. You can purchase some at Keyman, and my slogan is Keys to the Road on this. So now that we got that all out of the way for my first-time viewers and everything, since we got that out the way, we can get to the main topic at hand. So the Hall of Fame game was last night. Did anybody watch the Hall of Fame game? It was a very, very entertaining matchup. Very, very entertaining matchup with the Hall of Fame game last night. And I loved what I saw from Carson Beck and Haynes King. I loved it. And now I am going to talk about the statistics for the game last night. And it was a pretty good game last night. And I'm going to get into some highlights. But one thing that I want to talk about is when it comes to the overall game, and once we get to the topic at hand, and yes, I like this layout more. Once we get to the topic at hand, we see where Haynes King, he pretty much just balled out. He balled out and played a good game. He was 21, of 34, 180 yards. He threw the ball with efficiency. He had 5.3 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Now, the Carolina Panthers, when it comes to Kenny Pickett is just an NFL journeyman. That is what it is, and Key Time Sports has been saying that for quite a few years, as you all can see right here. Key Time Sports has been saying that for quite a few years. And when it comes to Kenny Pickett, you can't build a second team around Kenny Pickett. And what I mean by second team is your 2s and 3s, they need someone that is going to energize the players. And Haynes King did that last night. And as you all can see, when it comes to the rushing attack for the Cardinals, last night, the Cardinals as a team, it was 6.4 yards a carry for everybody. And when it comes to the receiving for the Carolina Panthers, this is the fact of when it comes to the receiving core for the Carolina Panthers, most of their guys are out. So to see Jimmy Horn, John Mechie III, Jasheem Reed have a good game last night, even though they only had a couple of catches, it goes well. And like I said, I know what I did in my record prediction for the Panthers. Now I'm just going to back out of this because I really want my audience to see me. So I know what I did when it came to the Panthers. A few days ago, I had their record prediction out, and after what I saw last night, now I don't take much from the first preseason game. I don't, because we all know that the first preseason game, you have preseason game jitters and everything like that. But there is something that the Panthers can take away from last night's game. Haynes King, Haynes King, he is his first game of NFL action. He did great. He did great, and maybe the Carolina Panthers won't be at the bottom of the barrel. I think that, hey, even though this is the first preseason game, the Panthers may not be at the bottom of the barrel, and we may have to give the Panthers a little bit more. We may have to put them up there in the top of the NFC South with the Buccaneers and the Saints and the Falcons. It may be a 4-team race to the NFC South championship, but who knows? But all in all, it was a very good game last night, and I want to get to a couple of highlights when it comes to this game and a couple of third down situations. Now, when it comes to the fumbles, for the Arizona Cardinals, Cardinals had 2 fumbles, Panthers had 1 fumble. When it comes to the defense, now it wasn't a whole lot of defense in this game, but I have to say something. This game was very, very entertaining. It was very, very entertaining for the exact reason why it was like I was saying to everybody yesterday. I was saying that this game is going to be entertaining just because of the fact that we haven't had any football. And also, you can see where the tackles, and everything, it was all great. So the fact of the matter is, last night was a great night for football. And as far as when you look at Carson Beck, I'm going to get into Carson Beck and I'm going to get into Haynes King. As you all can see right here, where Carson Beck, he had 188 yards. Haynes King had 180. And the point spread for this game was 1.5 for the Carolina Panthers. So for all you bettors out there looking right here, everybody who betted the Carolina Panthers and everybody who betted the point spread, you covered last night. So congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to everybody. Now let's look at some of these highlights, because I know that there are a lot of people that want to look at these highlights right here. They want to look at these highlights, and the first highlight that I have is the 3rd down and 7 play for the Carolina Panthers. As you all can see right here, you can see where, hold on, let me get back to, you can see where pocket presence for Carson Beck was great. This was one of the best throws of the night right here. Back shoulder fade right down the sideline to his tight end. And that was one of, back to Brooks, that was one of the throws where I kind of said to myself, if Carson Beck has time, here's another one where Carson Beck has time, throws to back to Brooks again for another first down. See, pocket presence, pocket awareness. As you all can see, Carson Beck, he led this touchdown drive. And the Cardinals scored. They went up 7-0. But here's also another highlight that I want to show from the Haynes King perspective. Here is another 3rd down and 4 at the 5-yard line. Pocket presence, pocket awareness, another touchdown that Carson Beck threw. Carson Beck, he had a great night last night, as you all can see. He threw 2 touchdowns. The second one is to Sam Facchino. Fanoco, excuse me. So Carson Beck, he has potential. As I was saying that yesterday, he has potential. Now, once we get to the Haynes King effect, and we get to, well, basically, we are just going to get right to the last couple of drives in this game where the Cardinals were down. I pick it up at the 11:48 mark, where that was pretty much, that was close to being a catch, but first down and 10 with over 6 minutes left in the game. We see Arizona, they come down the field and they are at 3rd and 8. Carson Beck back to pass. Carson Beck had so much precision last night, down to the 15-yard line, and this was pretty much a drive where they can go and score. Now, they did go and score. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Carson Beck goes back to pass, throws, and he threw for, that was not a touchdown, but he almost had it. But hey, he was out of bounds. This was a pretty good game. This was probably the best Hall of Fame game that we all saw within the past 5 years. Within the past 5 years. Because you all can see where this is not a touchdown because his feet are touching the white. So we fast forward a few seconds. They're still trying to, let's say, wait a minute. Caught it before the feet were out. And this may be a touchdown. And it was a touchdown. But then we get back to Haynes King. Now, this right here, 50 seconds left. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to go back. I am going to go back to what I was saying. This is what I was talking about. See, this is where most of the players, the rookies, they earn their stripes in the preseason. You're down in the game and you need a score. It's a must do without fail. And as you all can see, where the must do without fail is 50 seconds left. So we are going to go back. So 50 seconds left in this game. And Haynes King throws it. And it is a 4-yard loss. And I'm pretty sure everybody was saying that the Cardinals, they ran a bad play. But this is a critical play right here. 3rd and 14. You need it. You need the first down or else. And Haynes King goes out and he gets the first down by himself and a whole lot more. You see, this is the difference between where the NFL was 15 years ago until now. You can't be a pocket passer in the NFL today. When you see the pocket open up like the Red Sea for Moses, you have to run. And that's exactly what Haynes King did. He had a 26-yard gain on this play. So now we fast forward to the last couple of plays of this game, and Haynes King, he had a great night. He did. He had a great night. And 3rd down and goal at the 5. Haynes King, he runs it again for a touchdown. He got over the line, got a touchdown, and this was the last play of the game. So 2 seconds left, last play of the game. You got to keep the play alive. Haynes King, he gets the touchdown, and he is the player of the game. Haynes King had a great NFL showing last night, and he is deserving of it. So if I had to say, the second quarterback as of last night, I'm gonna go back to my original screen. The second quarterback that should be on the depth chart after last night is Haynes King, because he did a great job. He did. He did a great job last night. And the Panthers, who knows? The Panthers, they could be a sleeping giant. They could be, but they have to get those injuries under control. They do. They have to get those injuries under control. And before, I'm going to say before, I'm going to go back before I get to the remaining part of the Panthers schedule in the preseason. So preseason, they have the Bills next week, then the Jaguars, and then the Texans to finish out the preseason. So now the Panthers, they have 4 games because of last night, and the Cardinals, they have 4 games. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all my record predictions for for the Cardinals once I can get back to it. Let's see, get back to it. I'm going to go to my YouTube, go to some of my shorts, go to some of my YouTube shorts over the past few days when we get to the Cardinals, because I'm going to show y'all why the Cardinals are going to be the Cardinals. So first off, I'm going to show why the Cardinals are going to be the Cardinals, because the Cardinals, they're not going to go anywhere this year. They're not. And as you all can see, when it comes to this record right here, as you all can see, when it comes to this record, where are the Cardinals at? I have the Cardinals somewhere in here. Oh, those are the Chiefs. Just look at this. This is where I see the Cardinals. This is going to be a bad year for the Cardinals. Just look. And that's some of the work that I did a few days. This is some of the work I did a few days ago when it comes to the Cardinals. Dare I say the Cardinals lose every game? Because as you all can see right here, I have them first 13 weeks, they will be 0-13, and then the last couple of weeks, they'll win a couple games. Like that last game of the season, I have the Cardinals winning because the 49ers, they are going to be resting their starters. They are going to be resting their starters, and that is enough of the Panthers. That is enough of the Cardinals. So now I have the Panthers record, and here is the Panthers record. Here's the Panthers record for this season. And maybe I jumped to conclusions a little bit too early.
One team.
Maybe I jumped to conclusions a little bit too early, Panthers fans. Did I?
No mediocrity.
Because one thing I did was,
it's time for a
when it comes
playoff
to,
run.
they have a
I need everybody to get on their feet. I believe in our offense, players and all the coaches. Wide receivers cutting their routes and getting open. Feels like Panther Nation is getting hopeless. Fighting back and forth with each other with mixed emotions. Right tackling the plays. It's exciting when we roll like the run.
6-11.
But it is a time for unity.
What I'm going to say is that is the floor for the Panthers. See, there's always a floor and a ceiling when it comes to the Panthers. Because when it comes to the Panthers, the floor for them is 6-11. But the ceiling is 9-8 for the Panthers. You all see. See, I always go off of the floor when I do my record predictions. And that is what I did when it comes to the record predictions for both of these teams. Now, I will be doing that for the entirety of the preseason. Every team I mention, I am going to give you all a preview of what I have their record going to be. Now, one thing I can say takeaways from last night's Hall of Fame game. It's pretty great, because you all see the statistics, and you all saw some of the highlights. You have a great backup quarterback in Haynes King. If you are the Carolina Panthers, you all see the statistics when it comes to what Haynes King did, and you all see what Carson Beck did. Now, is Carson Beck going to be the backup quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals? I don't see why not. I don't, because Carson Beck showed you what he can do on a down to down basis, and Haynes King showed you what he could do on a down to down basis. So before I finish with my reaction to the Hall of Fame game, this was pretty much one of the most entertaining Hall of Fame games that I have ever been a part of, and I've only been covering the Hall of Fame game for 3 years now. And in fact, Monday, it marked 3 years since I've been doing Key Time Sports. And I'm just gonna say that this week, I could say the last 4 years, when it comes to the first week of August, has been career changing for me. And basically throughout the entirety of this month, the last few years has been career changing. And we have a great NFL season coming up. And excuse me, if this is an indication that we are in for an entertaining football season, sign me up for it. I mean, I would love for every game to come down to the last second in every game. But we had a little bit of, I'm just going to say, we had a little bit of an appetizer last night on how this NFL season will be. The Cardinals had the first touchdown of the NFL season, and the Panthers, who were favorite in this game. And I was a little bit skeptical on who would win this game. But like I said, if I were a betting man, I would have put my money on the Panthers last night. And I'm pretty sure everybody who put their money on the Panthers, whether it was the point spread or for them to win, you won both ways last night, America. If you are, and I do mean if you are a team if you are a person that bets a lot, you won last night. You won last night. So the finality I have for this game and what I see the potential for Haynes King. Haynes King is your backup quarterback no matter what. You heard it here first from Key Time Sports. Haynes King is the backup for the Carolina Panthers. You have Bryce Young, you have Haynes King, and dare I say, if you hold on to Kenny Pickett, you may have that. You may have him as a third string quarterback, but who knows? Who knows? And for the Arizona Cardinals, you have Jacoby Brissett. You have Carson Beck. And one other thing I can say now, Cardinals fans, I'm going to give y'all a glimmer of hope, because I know that y'all just saw my record prediction for the Cardinals this season. Your floor is 2-14, but the ceiling for the Cardinals is, I'm going to say 7-9. 7-9. That's the Cardinals ceiling for not 7-9, but 7-10. That is the Cardinals ceiling for this year, because the Cardinals, they are going to be underdogs in every game. They were underdogs in the game last night. They are going to be underdogs for the rest of the preseason. And it is going to be tough sledding for both of these teams. But who is going to come out on the winning side of things? So after all of that, that is pretty much my reaction and take from the Hall of Fame game between the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. So this is my outro that I am going to do. So everybody, please like, comment, share, subscribe to Key Time Sports on YouTube. Key Time Sports on YouTube. And here it is, Key Time Sports on YouTube. And Key City Sports on Instagram. I also do content there, and I do multiple shorts here. As you all can see, I've done record predictions for every team in the NFL. And also, not to mention, I also have a third platform on millions.co, Keyman on millions.co, where I do sports commentary on there. In fact, I am going to do a show on millions.co within the next 25 minutes. Within the next 25 minutes, I will be on there. So if you all want to see more of me, go on over to Keyman on millions.co. Here is my media feed. Here is my merchandise. You all can get merchandise on millions.co. You go to my handle, Keyman, go to my merchandise shop, and all of this is public right now. All of this is public. You can get compression shirts. You can even get joggers because the winter is coming up. The winter will be here in a few months. So we do have hoodies, t-shirts, and joggers, and we are going to be working on hats. And all of this, all processing, shipping, and handling will be taken care of by millions.co, and it will be shipped right to your door. It will be shipped right to your door. So everybody, please go like and follow all of my platforms. And only thing I have to say is one last thing. Remember, the key is always on time. See you all next week.